Hi guys, it's Rick Shiels down here at Quest Golf Academy here at Prairie Sports Village. I'm going to test the new Mizuno Jpx900 driver. Brand new to the market, it's going to be replacing the Jpx900 850. And there is a lot to talk about. I'm going to hit some shots on GC2 with Pro V1s as well. Let's talk about the blue look first. We'll come back to the bottom in a moment. They've changed this blue head. They've actually gone, obviously it's still blue, but it's now a matte finish, which I think I'm falling slightly in love with. I actually like that look. It used to be shiny blue, but now it's this kind of matte blue with the black face and then this very subtle black rim between the face and the top of the head. I really like it. I didn't expect that. I saw another blue Mizuno head and thought, oh, I'm not sure. Love it. Mizuno running symbol on the top, and it's got some kind of white bordering around the top of the head as well, which frames it lovely indeed. This driver has been influenced by the tour players, and the tour players want more ball speed off centered hits, which is what every golfer wants, but even the best players in the world are wanting that as well. So that's what they've done with the face. They're offering more ball speed apparently, and we'll test that in a moment. So on off-centered hits, it's still supposed to do very, very good indeed. It's got the quick switch adjustability on the neck. This only comes in one head, but then the lofts you can take from 7.5 degrees all the way to 11.5 degrees. That is huge amount of range of movement in the loft sleeve. That is massive. I've got this in the Speed of 757 Evolution 2 shaft in extra flex. I'm going to come back to the bottom in a moment. Let's hit a shot. I've got everything in neutral. So I feel like if I start talking about the bottom, I might be here for another 5 more minutes. So I'll hit a couple of shots and I'll talk about the bottom of the club. I really do love the look of that. The blue, and I slagged the last blue head off with the driver with the Mizuno one. That matte has just given it a different look completely. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Right, I've got this in 9.5. Let's give this a hit. Oh, I love that. Well, that's the straightest golf shot I've ever hit. Not huge amounts on that first drive, 270-ish carry. I'll hit one more and felt great. Slightly heely, I would say, not middled, but very, very neutral flight. Only 270 carry on that particular shot. Slightly heel side of centre. Let's find out if I strike one on the middle. Yeah, quite high on the spin, 3,000. Not a great strike. Let's hit one more and then we'll discuss the technology that's in this club. Loving the flight of that. Very, very neutral flight for me, that. Not getting it out there, but I've not been fully tinkering around with the weight system just yet. This is all in neutral. I will test the weight system soon. Talking about the weight system. Are you ready for this? The bottom of this golf club, for me, is complicated. And I'm a golf professional. I don't do club fittings, granted, but that is a very complicated bottom of the golf club. There is so much going on. A club fitter's, I'm sure, dream golf club. For me, a golfer's, consumer's, nightmare. There is so much going on. There is a fade port, there's a draw port, there's 2 weights in the middle here that I've got in low and high at the moment, just in neutral setting. There's a big chunk of metal that's sticking out the bottom of the club, which can also be moved so that the head sits differently at address. There is so much going on. You need a real, I didn't even get a manual for this. You need this should have a 10-page manual to this golf club. You get 2 8-gram weights. And as you can see on the driver at the moment, I've got one of the 8-gram weights in the number 1 port in the middle setting and number 4 port in the middle. Now those weights can be moved up and down that port as desired. Please buy a club fitter, please. You can then move both of those weights out of that port if need be and put one in the fade and one in the draw, giving it the most forgiveness, so at least twist. And apparently compared to last year's model, the fade and draw portals have got further apart. They're closer to the toe and closer to the heel. Or you could keep one in the middle port and one in the heel, or one in the middle port, one in the draw setting, whichever you want to do. So confusing. Then you've got this, as in like there's just a lot going on. Obviously it's not confusing if we know what's happening with it, and Club Fitter would love it, but it's really, you can really tinker with the adjustability of this. Then you've got this big massive metal section that's sticking out the golf club. Very similar to the TaylorMade R1, I think it was many years ago, which used to have that almost compass looking type device on the bottom of the club. Now, if that's moved into different positions on that sliding bar, the head sits differently at address. So you can have it naturally sat more open, neutral or closed. And I'll show you some images of that. For me, neutral and open looked like they should do. Closed didn't seem to do a great deal. When I put it in that closed setting, it didn't seem to get it that closed. But open and neutral seemed to do what they should have been doing. So it's just like, there's just loads going on. And I posted a picture of this on social media just before I reviewed it. And that was the most common feedback is, wow, it is complicated. It is confusing. It is adjustability overload. Because it's just crazy. Now, players might love that. And I know club fitters will love that. Club fitters will be all over that. But it just looks like the transformer of a golf club. Just when they get, for me, when they get the top of the golf club looking unreal, they've gone, let's shove everything in the bottom. And I'm not sure. I think that might put a lot of players off. And what my fear is leaving the general public free with all those weights and a wrench. There's going to be a lot of adjusting, I'm afraid, which I don't think suits a lot of golfers. Let's hit a couple more. But then the club is lovely to hit. It feels wonderful. Look at me hitting a bit of a fade. I'm not quite getting it out there. For me, I'm not hitting it the longest I've ever hit a driver in my life, but I'm also not massively trying to. I'm not trying to hit the spots off it. My club head speed here is around about 110, 112. I've not adjusted with the weights yet, so I might see, well, I'd like to think I can get a lot more spin off that, because that's spinning at 3,000 for me at the moment. Slightly off the low side of the head. For me, this driver has a very rounded bottom of the head, very rounded. And from what I've seen from the promotional content is that is an ideal shape for a trampoline. The more rounded the trampoline gets, the more ideal of a shape that is. And apparently they've used a bit of that philosophy with this driver because they want speed off-centered hits. I'm not finding that yet. I'm not finding I'm hitting this really fantastic, seeing that I'm not quite middling it. Let's see if I can get this working. Let's go a bit higher on the face. Oh, okay. Take it all back. I take it all back. Now that was where I need to hit it. Okay, now we're finding the spot. And again, it just takes some time just to find the right spot of a certain driver. For me, that bottom section, as much as I wasn't striking it there, I was striking it a little bit low. That was like bang, hit properly. That was nice. I like that one. And that's the feel I want from a driver, the spin rate I want from that driver. And it just shows sometimes you need to hit a few just to find where that strike location is most desired. By the way, I'm loving the feel of this shaft, this Speed 757 Evolution, which I believe comes standard. I'm not sure if they're all orange, but the orange and blue does look pretty funky. Let's go find another one like that, please. When hitting that spot, it's lovely. That's slightly middle slash higher. I'm not getting the biggest distance in the world out of it. I really am not. I'm not finding it going miles. But again, I will specify I've not adjusted the weights yet. I might play about with sticking all the weights in the front or in the side to give that lower spin rate, because I'm spinning this way too high at like 3,000 RPM at the moment. Even the good one was like spinning at like 2,300. Let's have a look at some data. I'll pull that up on screen so we can have a look. Now I'll show you the strike locations. That's where I was kind of hitting off the face. A couple of heely ones, a couple of middly ones. 112 club head speed. Not bad smash factor considering the strikes were so low. But for me, the spin rate was just peaking up too high. 2,950 when I've kept that in neutral. I will do a video coming soon when I change those weights. In fact, I might do it next. I'll do a slightly more enhanced one. I'll hit some more shots with it and get the feel for it. When I hit it out the middle or higher when the spin rate dropped, 2,351, 292 carry, exactly where I want that driver to sit, and it felt phenomenal. The ones where I didn't quite find it wasn't great. But I tell you what, Have I ever hit a driver that straight? I don't think I have. I don't think I've ever hit a driver that straight. My furthest offline was that last one at 20 yards, but the rest of them were less than 10 yards offline. It's pretty impressive. I like it. I do like the driver. Don't get me wrong, I like the driver. I love the look. I just feel like I just need to play about with these weights a little bit, or even get a proper custom fit with this, because, God, there's so much going on. What do you think? For me, 10 out of 10 for the top. Like a 4 out of 10 for the bottom, because it's just too much going on. But then the feel, the look, everything else when I'm looking down is great. Guys, let me know what you think down below. Comment, like the video, subscribe if you are new to the channel. Have you got your hands on a new driver recently, or do you want to get hands on this to give it a whack and test? Not this one, but the actual driver. Let us know in the comments below. Love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you very soon. I'm going to move these weights around, see what it does for me. Thanks for watching. See you next time.